For me, as the daughter of an immigrant who came to this country to work.
Thank you for talking to Pukaar News. Please tell us why this roadshow is so important.
Well, this is the fifth roadshow that we've done. We've been around the country, Blackburn, Bradford, Luton. We're going to be doing it at Oxford. And it's an opportunity for me to take a real temperature of what communities on the ground are feeling, an honest and open, frank Q&A as you've seen today. People didn't hold back on the questions that they asked, and I hope that I didn't hold back in the answers that I gave. And it's good for politicians to get out of Westminster and to get a real sense of what is happening on the ground.
It seems to me the unintended consequences of government policies are actually to create much more pressure on faith communities. If you think about welfare reform, for example, it tends to be in this city the faith communities who are feeding people who can't feed themselves and picking up much of the pressure from local government who can no longer sustain their facilities for the homeless and so on. There's a whole area of things here where faith communities have become what's left of the safety net that is being eroded by government policy.
There will always be room for faith communities to be doing their bit. The faith communities were there before the welfare state, and the faith communities will exist however big or small the welfare state happens to be. What I would like to see is more of what we do in the state being done by faith communities, because I actually think they do it better. That doesn't mean leaving them to do it on their own, but actually the state's saying, well, if we're going to spend that much on that particular project, do we have to do it, or actually are faith communities better at doing it?
The day today I think was extremely fruitful. We had about 40 odd people to come down. We've restricted to that. We hope Baroness has taken something back to London again and explain what is working in Leicester and certainly what is not working in Leicester, and some of the concerns that people have in relation to the wider agenda. So I think it was a wonderful event as far as Leicester is concerned, because we've had finally a minister who's come down here, first-hand account of hearing what people's concerns are. And there were wide-ranging issues, not issues around Islamic hate crime, but hate crime against other sections of communities. Therefore, I think this is what Leicester is all about. We do seem to rally people from all different faith and no faiths together to address issues of common concern for us all.
What can the Muslim community do to raise awareness of this issue?
Well, Muslim community themselves will also have to lobby the members of parliament, would have to speak to the press commission, because a lot of this issue emanates from bad publicity that we get from certain sections of the media, and therefore we need to realign the thinking of press sometimes, and saying that when you do relay stories of the Muslim community, let it be a balanced one. We are not saying that we should not relay any stories. What is right and what is wrong, but it has to be a more balanced approach. So the realigning thinking of some of these main editors within our mainstream media, I think, would be a way forward.
What do you hope to achieve with this roadshow?
I think the big thing for me is to, road test some of the government policies that we've put in place to see how those are playing out, whether the approach that we have to them is being supported. And clearly there has been a lot of support for much of what we've been doing in terms of integration and community cohesion. But it's also an opportunity to take back further ideas that people feel that we could be putting in place.
And I'm really concerned about the way we are being portrayed. Why do the MPs not elaborate as to which immigration they are talking about?
I think there's a wider debate where immigration plays into this debate around difference, and people who are different are therefore unacceptable. And I sincerely hope that government isn't doing that. And if I listen to some of the things that my colleagues are saying, I sincerely hope that it has been de-racialised. I don't think we talk about specific communities.
It was really good. I think it gave us a chance to give our opinions, I suppose, and a platform to say something. So I think that was quite a good opportunity for us. Yeah.
We're really pleased and privileged that the Baroness made time for this. There's some really important issues that were discussed, like Islamophobia and what we can do to try and reduce that. There was some shortcomings in what she said. I think the issue with the Golden Temple and the SAS and the effect it's had on Sikhs, we're disappointed with some of her comments in that regard, but overall quite positive.
Muslim women, and what we find is
The politicians are not responsible when they're dealing with race and immigration. They have to take on board people's sensitivities, and they've got to be responsible.
I'm so glad that I have been invited to this event, and it was so encouraging to listen to Baroness Warsi, and she spoke very, very well about community cohesion, faith, and the role of the faith community within the nation. And I think we should have to learn the lessons, how we can just not to divide ourselves into various divisions, to be together as a faith and also listen to the government and make the government to listen to us.
And I hope that we can carry on continuing to, work together with people like yourselves who are, as I always say, you give empirical data and weight to my opinions.
We have